Obviously, there's stuff specific to being in the Nazi context, like the moralization of biological explanation, even if it's pseudoscience. Doctors have a proclivity for biological explanation, and the Nazi doctrine was explicitly prolific by means of biology. And there's always something seductive to thinking our science will give us ethics, and you can see why doctors might have gone for it, because the quintessential doctor is the leader of the country, and you yourself are, as a doctor, thinking of yourself in this glorified role, basking in reflected glory, so you imagine why. By the way, so 50% of doctors were early joiners of the Nazi Party, which is an amazing number because almost 50% of the doctors at the time were Jewish, so it's almost like 100% of the non-Jews were jumping into the party compared to any other profession. And compared to your average German male who's working, the doctors were about 7 times more likely to join. So you could imagine that there's something really particular to the ideology that attracted the doctor. Other things are the Nazi ideology medicalized political conflict. And so I think that's one of the lessons you take. Oftentimes it's very seductive to want to bring politics into the ethics of doctoring. But you can imagine an authoritarian or totalitarian politics undermining medical ethics. But so could a purely libertarian ideology, right? Imagine your entire politics is libertarian. That can go into a hospital and make the market the ultimate arbiter of who enters into caregiving. So I think that's something you see there too, in that, you know, doctors want to fight mortality, right? Nobody goes into medicine because they don't care about mortality. And Hitler was offering a sort of symbolic mortality, a regime that will last 1,000 years. You know, if you're going to work every day, not thinking of your job as, you know, fighting against sickness and mortality, maybe it's not something that will easily come to mind. So maybe that was also a vulnerability. And we know that the profession was especially vulnerable, medical profession at the time, because of economic insecurity and competition for patients and things. So I think those are the historical, economic reasons that I think combined with the psychological variables.